In Nigeria, Christians are being targeted, driven from their homes, and killed. Churches have been burned. Families have been torn apart, and entire communities live in fear constantly, simply because of how they pray.
That's rapper Nicki Minaj speaking at the UN. She praised President Trump for his leadership in calling for an end to what some in the US are describing as a persecution of Christians in Nigeria. Comedian Bill Maher has gone as far as to label it a genocide. Genocide is understood to be the gravest crime against humanity, but officially declaring something a genocide is a complicated legal process. Earlier this month, President Trump threatened to stop aid and send troops into Nigeria.
If the Nigerian government continues to allow the killing of Christians, the USA will immediately stop all aid and assistance to Nigeria. We're going to do things to Nigeria that Nigeria is not going to be happy about and may very well go into that now disgraced country, guns are blazing, to completely wipe out the Islamic terrorists who are committing these horrible, horrible atrocities.
But is that the full picture? The Nigerian government says no. It's pushed back against the claims that Christians in particular are under attack. The government doesn't deny there is violence, but says terrorists attack all who reject their murderous ideology, Muslims, Christians, and those of no faith alike. Attacks in Nigeria, which mostly take place in the north, are motivated by a number of things. The situation is complex, but to summarise, some attacks are religiously motivated. However, Fulani herders have also had disputes with both Muslim and Christian farmers, and these clashes tend to be over ethnic differences and access to resources like land and water. There are rivalries between different groups, which have led to unprovoked attacks, and armed gangs also kidnap and attack for money, killing when victims' families can't pay. On the ground, pastors and church leaders are begging the world to act, saying villages are being burned and families wiped out. There have also been several reports on places of worship being attacked. In the last 2 days, a church live-streamed an attack by armed men in which 2 people were killed. The reaction from Nigerians to Trump's threats has been mixed. There's anger at their own government for not dealing with the violence. Some think Trump needs to stay out, but others welcome the idea of US intervention.
US and Nigeria have sovereignty, and that word exists for a reason. I do not see the reason why Donald Trump, President of the United States, will be drumming the drums of war over Nigeria for things that are really not founded.
Nigeria has a population of 220 million, and it's roughly split 50-50 between those following Islamic and Christian beliefs. US Republicans have claimed 100,000 Christians have been killed since 2009, but that's refuted by organisations that monitor conflict in the region. ACLED, an impartial monitoring group, says that around 52,000 civilians have died as a result of political violence in Nigeria in that period, with both Christian and Muslim victims. While officials and celebrities in the US are determined to paint this as a systematic attack on Christianity, the reality is it's a lot more complicated than that.